People always say New England is beautiful in the fall, but they never talk about what happens when the leaves start to die, when the air turns too still, when the forest goes quiet like it's listening. That's the version of Vermont I walked into back in October of 2021, and it's the version I never walked back out of. My name's Jake Moran. I'm a documentary filmmaker, or was. I guess I just finished a short on the Winchester Mystery House and wanted something bigger, something strange, something real. That's how I found the Bennington Triangle. It's a stretch of forest in southwestern Vermont, roughly around Glastonbury Mountain. Locals don't like talking about it, but between 1945 and 1950, 5 people vanished without a trace. No bodies, no evidence, nothing. And the weird part, they all disappeared in almost the exact same area. Some were alone, some with others, and some vanished mid-conversation. I started digging. Got obsessed, read every report I could find, and after a few months I decided to retrace their steps myself. Record the journey and tell the story no one else wanted to. I rented a cabin near Woodford, brought 3 cameras, 2 audio recorders, a drone, and 2 weeks worth of gear. The plan was simple. Each day I'd hike a different trail near Glastonbury Mountain, retrace one disappearance, and document everything. Day 1. Paula Weldon, a Bennington college student, 18 years old, last seen heading into the long trail in December 1946. She told her roommate she wanted to clear her head, never came back. They searched with dogs, planes, hundreds of volunteers. No scent trail, no footprints, no body. I followed the same trail, found the same switchbacks, even stood in the same clearing where she was supposedly last seen. Nothing happened. But that night in the cabin, I played back my audio recorder, and somewhere in the static I swear I heard someone whisper, "Help." Day 2. James Tedford, a veteran, disappeared on a moving bus in 1949, was seen boarding in St. Albans, but when the bus reached Bennington, his seat was empty, his luggage was still there. I interviewed a local librarian who'd been studying the case for years. She told me her grandfather used to say, "The mountain doesn't take everyone, just the ones it wants back." Day 3. Frida Langer. She was hiking with her cousin in 1950, fell into a creek, said she was going back to camp to change, never arrived 7 months later. Her body was found in an area that had already been searched multiple times, no cause of death. No explanation. I tried visiting the creek bed where she fell, but my GPS went haywire, marked me in the middle of a lake. My compass spun in circles. I felt watched, not by an animal, not even by a person, just by the woods. Day 4. I lose time. I remember waking up and seeing fog outside the cabin, thick, unnatural, like something bleeding through the trees. I filmed my morning check-in, packed up, headed out toward the mountain again. But when I checked my camera later, there was no footage, just a single corrupted file labeled 1917. I never recorded anything at 7:17 p.m. And when I played it, it was a still shot of the forest floor for 23 seconds. Then a voice mind whispering, "I saw it." I don't remember saying that. Day 6. The clearing, there's a small off-trail spot locals call the Dead Field. Nothing grows there. No animals, just silence. I'd heard rumors that sometimes hikers stumble into it and lose all sense of direction. Some turn back up hours later on a completely different side of the mountain. Others don't turn up at all. I found it by accident. One second I was on a well-marked trail, the next I was standing in a clearing I hadn't seen on any map. No birds, no bugs, just stillness. I turned in a slow circle and realized the trees were the same in every direction. Same bend, same knot, same dead limb hanging. It was like the forest had copy-pasted itself. I turned around and started walking, but after 20 minutes I was back in the same clearing. My GPS was frozen. My compass needle was spinning, and my phone. 1:13 a.m. I swear it had only been 3 p.m. when I started. Day 7. The Watcher. I started hearing it at night, something pacing outside the cabin. Soft crunching leaves, slow measured. I set up a trail cam, pointed it at the tree line. But in the morning, the footage was just static, except for one frame. Something standing just inside the fog, tall, too thin, arms too long. No visible face. I showed the picture to a local hunter at a diner. He looked at it, got quiet, and said, "I saw that thing when I was 12. It followed me for miles. I never went back." Day 9. I tried to leave. I packed everything, loaded my car, but when I turned the key, nothing. Battery was fine, gas tank full engine silent. I tried to walk to town, but the road twisted in ways it hadn't. Before landmarks were gone, mailboxes missing. My voice recorder started picking up audio without me speaking. Don't leave. It wants you too. She's still in the trees. I haven't slept in 3 days. Day 11. Something's in the cabin last night. I woke up to the front door swinging open. No wind, no rain, just silence and a wet footprint on the floor, bare, narrow like a woman's. I looked at my footage from earlier in the day, frame by frame, and in one shot by the window. There's a face behind the glass. It's mine, but I was holding the camera alone. Day 13. I don't think I'm me anymore. I look in the mirror and my face feels wrong, like it's wearing me, like I'm a copy of something else. The forest is louder now, it hums at night. Not bugs, not wind a low vibration, like a voice I can't understand, and every time I look out the cabin window, the trees are closer than before. They want me. Or maybe they already have me. If you find this footage, if you hear this story, don't come looking for me. Don't come to Glastonbury. Don't walk into the triangle, because it isn't a place, it's a mouth and it's still hungry.